So, you're thinking about becoming a landlord, huh? Good idea. It's the #1 wealth builder that I can think of in my real estate pyramid. I'm glad you're gonna do it. But, cautionary, man, you gotta be tough if you're gonna be a landlord. Tough but fair. And let me throw this out. If you pick the right tenant, you will look like a genius. The ROI will be off the charts. If, however, you pick the wrong guy, your life could be miserable. Today we're gonna show you the perfect way to find the perfect tenant, our screening techniques. Here we go.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T, find out what it means to me. R-E-S-P-E-C-T, T-K-T-C-B. Oh, a little respect.
Today we're back at Kevo and Iman's 3-unit, 1235 Wilbur. Why am I here? Because 3 units are going to be a little tougher to rent than the single family houses that we do. We're doing upper middle class neighborhoods, perfect rehabs. This is kind of the opposite of that. Not a single family home, but a 3-unit, 1-bedroom units stacked on top of each other, utilities included. Here's the thing though. The process is always the same. And today we're going to show you how to pick that perfect tenant. Of course, the screening process starts with the marketing. You always got to start with the marketing. For us, that means Zillow, or Iman came up with a new innovation, Facebook Marketplace. He said it has got the phone ringing off the hook.
San Francisco, hold for conference. Seattle, hold for conference.
Either way, when the call comes in, they're interested in seeing it. The way we do it is we invite the potential tenant to view it on their own. As you can see, we're on a lockbox here. We give them the combination, they open it up, and it reveals the key. We trust them to do that much. Now that sounds a little risky, but I'm telling you, in the last 300 homes over the last 10 years, I've not had any trouble with any theft or any crazy stuff like that. Worst thing that happens, they lose the key, and they do that from time to time. Once they've gone out to see the property, and they've called back and they said, we love it, we have to have it. And if it's a 1-bedroom apartment, they're probably gonna give you 101 situations. None of that am I interested in hearing about. I have only 5 questions that I want to hear you talk about. These are the magic 5, and always the first 5 that I ask. Number 1, what's your credit score? Number 2, how long have you been on your job? Number 3, how much money do you make? And if all that matches up, then have you been evicted? And finally, what's your criminal background look like? These 5 questions are what we need to know the answers to. Now, at any time during that question and answer period, if we come to an impasse, something that just won't work for us, we can close down the conversation, call it even. Now that might hurt their feelings, but we're not in the business to help with their feelings. So what things might disqualify them? Well, let's say the income isn't enough to handle the rent. Or what if they can't verify their income? These are non-starters.
Hi, Pearl.
You don't have to raise your voice.
You pay you!
I can give you half.
You pay no bet.
What if, God forbid, they have an eviction? That's never gonna work. So I ask them all the questions. If all those things seem to check out, I tell them, great, we might have a deal. We're in the trust phase, but that great American Ronald Reagan said, trust but verify. So we trust what you're saying, but now we're gonna verify it. How do we verify it? Well, I need you to send me 3 things, all right? I need you to send me your proof of credit, Credit Karma, any online service, just show me your score. Number 2, I need to see your last pay stub, your last one, not 6 months ago. I need to know that you're still working with the last pay stub. Then I need to see your W-2 or your tax return, all right? Now, in the pre-coronavirus days, I would ask you to gather this stuff and bring it to me with your earner deposit. In the coronavirus days, we just ask them to send that stuff online. Then we take a look at it. If that looks good, we move to step 2, the earnest deposit. What is an earnest deposit? It is your commitment, their commitment to the property. They're saying, we want to rent. Now we charge $250 for our earnest deposit. If you're doing an apartment or something cheaper, maybe you go as low as $100. The bottom line here is, I need some kind of financial commitment that says, I'm in, I definitely want it. From there, we're gonna invest more of our time doing the background check. Before I invest that time, I need to know that you're on and you've given me the money. Now, let me make a distinction about our earnest deposit process. We have a receipt disclosure. And it states very clearly, this is your commitment. If you change your mind for any reason, I will keep your money, right? I've met with you, I've spent time doing your background check. If you change your mind, you back on me, I'm keeping your money. You paid for the delightful time of mine that you got to enjoy. Now, on the other hand, if I say no, I'm going to give you the money back. There's no risk, okay? We promise to get back to them in 48 hours to get them a final answer. Now, because of this lag time from earnest deposit to background check and decision, we almost always have multiple offers on our single family houses, the better ones. So now we have to balance. So how do we balance them? We've got multiple offers now. We've got 5 criteria that we talked about. Which ones work and which ones don't? Well, if you've got a recent eviction, you're out. That's end of story. Number 2, if you've got a criminal record that you didn't tell us about.
Yeah, I got something else. Right here.
Hey, AJ, take a break. I got this one. That'll be 129, please.
Now, mind you, we'll put up with some criminal behavior, but for Pete's sake, you better have told us about it. And that's why we asked you the question to start with rather than just find it in our search.
Yeah, that's it, Ticket.
Between credit and income, which one's more important? Credit, income, job time, they work to offset themselves. So let's say, for example, you have really good credit, but you don't make a lot of money. Well, the fact that you have good credit says you know how to manage with what little you have, right? There are people that are like that. Some of the most cost-minded people have good credit that don't make a lot of money. On the other hand, let's say you have terrible credit, but you make a lot of money. Well, we ask for first, last security deposit to help back up what you say. We believe you more if you're more financially committed. So let me throw a couple other intangible items that you might want to consider. Now, we talked about pre-coronavirus and post-coronavirus. I really like meeting with people in person. Why? Because I get a feel for who I'm going to rent to, right? Now, you can't judge a book by its cover, but let me give you an example. A lot of times people come into my office and they smell. It's hard to sit with them. Question for you, do you want that person living in your house? If they live in your house, what is your house going to smell like if and when you get it back? So I like to see who I'm dealing with. I like to smell who I'm dealing with. Another thing is, a good tell is what does the car look like? Is it messy? If their car's messy, they're going to keep your house messy. They may keep the yard messy. And if it's an apartment, they're going to be hard to live with. So these are intangibles that you can only get by meeting with the people in person. I highly recommend it. Use the face masks, the social distancing, but you can still do it. So that's it. Follow those criteria, follow those steps. You will find the perfect tenant. One that will make you money, will make you proud, and will make you look like a genius. One last thing, the golden rule. The golden rule, it's better to wait for a good tenant than take a bad one. No matter how much money they're throwing at you, if their credit says they're no darn good, they probably aren't. Just follow the rules and you will achieve. That's it. If you like the lesson, hit the like button, spread the gospel. There's a better way. We're building wealth with rentals. You can do it. Also, lots more of this to come, so subscribe to the YouTube channel. Download the free book. It's yours to have. We're here to help you. Until we see you again, good luck, God bless you. May all your parents have rich children.